Hiya friends, Prepared Suburbanite back at you. You know, I'm just never surprised about what I see in places around, but there's a new little acronym that's floating around. I would believe that it's pronounced agave, and all I can think of when I hear the word agave is the cactus plant that grows in Mexico and Texas that they may make certain types of tequila out of. But that's not what this agave is all about. Stick around and I'll give you some details. All right, here's what this acronym means. It's AGAVE, A-G-A-A-V-E, AGAVE. And here's what it means: anti-government, anti-authority, violent extremism. And it describes those who were a threat but do not fit into the FBI's description of anarchist, militia, or sovereign citizen groups. Now, what's all that mean? I'm going to read from the article that was on Newsmax, and here's how it starts. In a speech at the Columbus Club in Washington, D.C. on November 2nd, 2022, so a year ago, Joseph Biden said, "Extreme MAGA Republicans aim to question not only the legitimacy of past elections, but elections being held now and into the future." A senior intelligence official who works at the Office of the Director of National Intelligence told Newsweek that Biden's rhetoric on domestic terrorism could goad his opponents into taking more extreme action, particularly those who have lost faith in elections or believe the system is rigged against them. Newsweek reported it reviewed secret FBI and Department of Homeland Security data that tracks incidents, threats, investigations, and cases. It reported many experts question whether terrorism is the best way to describe this problem, or the methods of counterterrorism developed in response to Al-Qaeda or radical Islamist groups are the most efficient ways to craft domestic solutions. So, in October of 2022, the FBI created this new subcategory called AGAVE, which again means anti-government, anti-authority, violent extremism. The new classification is officially defined as domestic violent extremists who cite anti-government or anti-authority motivations for violence or criminal activity not otherwise defined, I guess, by the FBI, such as individuals motivated by a desire to commit violence against those with a real or perceived association with a specific political party or faction of a specific political party. Government insiders acknowledged that although they are not named specifically, Agave other title applies to political violence associated with Trump supporters. So if you've ever had agave blended tequila, I guess you need to truly watch out what's going on. Depending on how you voted in the last couple of presidential elections, you might be a target. The article goes on and says, the FBI said the agave threat includes anarchist violent extremists, militia violent extremists, some of whom are motivated by a desire to harm those with a real or perceived association with a political party or faction. This is what I have been concerned about for quite a long time. We hear that the police state is upon us right now. And it doesn't really matter where you go in any kind of conservative podcast or Newsmax or One American News or this place or that place. They're talking about the militarization, the politicalization of our FBI and Department of Justice, and you can see what's going on with Donald Trump himself right now. He's under 4 separate indictments, 91 individual counts that I think reach felony stage, potentially looking at 700 plus years in prison if he's found guilty on everything. He's in court again yesterday, the day before, and today again in New York City, trying to fight to keep his businesses afloat based on the fraud charges that the New York AG, Letitia James, brought against him. But if you can't see that the justice system has been weaponized against Donald Trump and now weaponized against anybody that supports him, that was maybe involved in the January 6th little ruckus that we had at the Capitol building back on in 2021. I think we're living in the midst of a terrible eroding of our civil rights, of our liberties, and of our freedoms. When the federal government can create a task force or a group whose sole mission is to spy on, root out, you name it, follow around, surveil, do all kinds of nasty things, investigate anybody that may support or have supported the former president, Donald Trump. We are truly living in a police state. And as much as the left wants to deny that that's actually happening, their position is this is all for the public good because Trump is a grifter. He's absolutely no good. The country will fall apart. Democracy will die. He's an existential threat to the United States as we know it. And whatever we do is absolutely justified if we can put this guy out of business. So I am horribly concerned. And it leads me to just one final thought here. We need to be prepared for this. We need to arm ourselves with all the information that we can. Understand what's going on. Fight against it. Gather facts. Gather all the intelligence that you can and be ready in an instant to challenge what's going on right now. If you look at what happened in the House of Representatives, they ousted the Kevin McCarthy just earlier this week based on a motion made by Matt Gaetz, and he's gone. And the Speaker pro tempore, a fella here from North Carolina, put the House in recess until next week. So nothing's going to get done because they don't have a bona fide Speaker of the House yet. And there are rumors flying around right now. Names are being tossed into the hat. Jim Jordan, this one and that one. I would support Jim Jordan for that, but I'd hate to have him have to give up his seat on the Judiciary Committee because he is really doing a good job there. But no telling what kind of a job he can do as Speaker. But if you saw what was going on there, there's two sides to the story. The Republican side of the story is very simple. Kevin McCarthy sold out the conservative movement. He sold out the GOP by making backdoor deals with the Democrats. And he deserves to go. He needs to be booted. He was booted. He's gone. And he's never going to run again for Speaker of the House. So there you go. It was the right thing to do from the GOP perspective. The Democrats are looking at it saying, this is just exactly what the Republican Party's all about. Nothing but chaos, disorder, infighting, putting the country at risk because we can't truly get a spending bill put together. Where the whole thing in Ukraine is teetering on the edge, and we're still facing a potential government shutdown. So it's all the Republicans' fault for doing what they did. So both sides of the stuff going on like that, lots of finger pointing. It's out of control right now. I am not convinced that the Republicans are the answer to all our problems, but I can sure tell you for sure, thanks Dan Bongino, that the Democrats are at the cause of all those problems. This is the Prepared Suburbanite reminding you to be prepared always, and I'll see you all on the next video.